It's been 7 years since I made this YouTube channel, and I've barely made anything I can feel proud of. I wanted to create the kinds of videos that only I would ever think of. But for the last 5 months, instead of doing what I really wanted to, I've played various games just trying to record some kind of challenge run, and I failed to have anything to show for it. I haven't been able to get invested again, because I haven't been playing for the fun of it. I feel like I've been missing something. I've been trying to figure out what that is. I've just watched people create what I wanted to, and I just figured that it wasn't for me. But lately, I have been seeing others on YouTube make something creative out of their interests. I've met creators that showed me this is worth pursuing, and that the kinds of games that I had almost given up on are not a waste of time. I realize now that there's nothing stopping me from doing that too. I might fail to make something decent. This video is probably going to be terrible, and my voice might sound awful, but I want to try anyway. I have to risk failure to know if it's something worth pursuing. And even if I fail, I have to learn from that to make any progress. So it's about time I use those ideas, instead of just thinking about it. I'm going to try to create what I've always wanted to, with my own voice. I've been playing this game. It made me question if I was ever any good at this. This game has thoroughly defeated me many times. I've thought about giving up on clearing it, but if I can do this, I'll know for sure if I really am the expert I thought I was. This game is intense. It's exciting. It's intimidating. It's soul-crushing. It's amazing. This is Illumination Laser. I'm going to clear it on 1 credit. I was just going to talk more about this game, but I feel like there's something I need to say first. For several reasons, I insisted that I'd never record commentary. I still feel like I just want to delete everything and give up on all of this. There's a point I want to make with this video, and I think it's important. I could be good or even great at this, but if I just give up and make excuses for myself, I will never know that. I might have what it takes to make some really good videos, but those won't exist if I don't commit to this. From the start, I was never going to create anything. I had no faith that I could be capable of it. And all I did was share and post other people's work. My first ever gameplay video was this playthrough of Cho-Ren Shot. I'd had many 1 credit clears by that point, but that was my first ever 2-all. I remember the first time I beat the game on 1 loop. I couldn't stop shaking. It felt like the hardest thing I'd ever done. But I kept playing, and messing with loop 2. Even then I thought there's no way I'll ever be able to do this. And then I did. Beating that game led to so many possibilities and got me into video editing. If I'd have just given up on Cho-Ren Shot, I wouldn't have the appreciation for it that I do now. I might not have made the effort to clear other difficult games like this. It's more than just entertainment or a self-imposed challenge. It's something to learn from and improve. It's normal to have doubts. You may think something is impossible, but sometimes you can't know that until you try your best. It's important to challenge yourself. Give yourself a chance and not give up on your hobbies or passion. It's not just games, this applies to a lot of other things. So don't give up on your ideas, even if you think they're bad. Illumination Laser is a fascinating game. Not only because of its history, but also everything it does that is unique. Since 1994, this game was lost, until about 10 years ago. It's miraculous that it can still be played now. The limitations of the platform it was made for, and how those limitations were designed around, are what make the game so specific. Every enemy in the game is made up of these crystal-like objects. Not only does this save on a lot of memory space, it allows for a wide variety of enemy types, and bosses that don't need additional graphics. The player has a satellite-like object, or an option, that blocks and absorbs bullets, and this is the main gameplay mechanic of Illumination Laser. It's definitely not the only game with an option like this. But what makes this unique to Illumination Laser is that it combines both defensive and offensive types, and turns the absorbed bullets into a limited resource. Unlike games that give the player too many tools without designing with them in mind, and are mechanically complicated for the sake of it, this game only gives the player a few tools to work with, while building the game around those few mechanics, and it's all balanced really well. In this case, depth comes from how those tools are used, enemy variety, bullet types, unique boss behaviors, and most of all, the extend and score system. You have to choose when to save absorbed bullets. Decide to either quickly kill enemies and potentially have their parts scatter and obstruct vital areas of the screen, or fully dismantle the enemy for an extra bonus. Pick apart each boss, causing them to become more and more aggressive, or go for the core, and avoid dangerous last resort bullet patterns. The game is constantly making the player think and weigh these options. It's fast-paced, and enemy waves are almost always dense. In one word, I would describe everything about this game as elegant. And some games have pushed me away with their demand for perfect execution. Illumination Laser almost goes too far for me, but the shield system and extra lives provide an advantage to balance this demanding difficulty. Having the shield tied to score thresholds is a great design choice, as this gives an incentive to engage with the score system. Illumination Laser is as well designed as it is visually appealing. Despite the very limited amount of visual assets used, the way the enemies move and animate and the use of color adds a lot to keep the presentation varied. The simple and easily readable visuals make it easy to react and get into a sort of trance or flow state. I really like the boss entrance animations. There's a lot of character and creativity in their designs, even with how minimal they are. Some of these boss and enemy designs remind me of something. In addition to everything else, the soundtrack is very good and further eases the player into a focused state. The sound effects are great too, like when defeating a boss. Recovering a shield, and gaining an extra life. The sound really stands out in a good way. It's been difficult learning this game, and it's been taking me a long time. It can be very intimidating, but I think it's all been worth it. Despite all the frustration and failures I've had, I'm still enjoying my time with it. I'm definitely going to continue playing this. It can be really intimidating to learn these levels, and the game is constantly throwing new things at you. But with some persistence, it's all just a matter of time. I feel like I'm getting close to beating this game, even though early on, I thought I could never get this far. Overall, it's a great game, and I'm glad it's been recovered so it can be played and appreciated by anyone. If you're at all interested, I think you should play it for yourself. And if you want to try it, I'll have the download linked in the description. Before I end this, I want to give a big thanks to Soloing Fury for giving me the overall encouragement to start a YouTube channel. Actain, whose YouTube streams were how I discovered this game. Spiders STG, and most of all, The Hidden Fortress, whose extremely unique and creative videos inspired me to give this a shot, and finally find the courage to record my voice. Thanks for watching.